Hello, hello, and welcome to Playing Hide and Seek. And I'm your host today, Alana Heim, and I have my guest hosts, Jacqueline, Kane, and Sunshine Layne here with me. And every time we come together to, I don't know, create for this particular podcast, we create a theme, and it really always stems from coming into being, knowing who you are, speaking from your heart. And oftentimes in life, we hide. And then somebody has to come and seek us out. And I really love each of these ladies because I feel like that's what you've done for me,
Mm.
right? Sometimes I've been hiding away in my own world, in my own life, and you seek me and you help pull me out. And so ultimately, that's what I see that we do for each of you that watch and listen and join us for each of these episodes. And today is a little different. And I decided, since it's my birthday today, that I am someone who usually hides for my birthday. And today I'm going to let myself come out and have us really talk more about birthdays and celebrations and all that fun stuff. Because maybe you're like me. Maybe you like to celebrate, but you don't always. And sometimes you hide away and try and be invisible and act like it's just another day. Or maybe you're someone who's really bold and loud and you tell the world and you let everyone know it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I just want to give each of my guest hosts a moment to share more about their magic and who they are. So let's start with you, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Alana, and happy birthday. So I'm Jacqueline Kane, and I love helping people get to the root cause of their physical, emotional, and financial pain so that they can finally live the life they desire with more ease, flow, and abundance.
Mhm. Love it. And I love you. Thank you for being here. Miss Sunshine, please tell us all about how amazing you are and all the magic you bring to the world.
Well, thank you. And I love being here. And happy birthday, Alana. And I'd
Thank
like
you.
to celebrate and honor you for being here with us today on your magical day. So thank you. Thank you. I'm Sunshine. I'm an international medium, energy healer, and soul spiritual life coach. And I love working with all the different bodies and systems, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and ether. And we are soul first before anything else, right? And we're taught so ass backwards from that. So I love being able to connect people to have them live in their full whole self, right? In the oneness that's out there to be able to access and get into. And it leaves people with less chaotic stuff in their life or less drama, right? More peace and love and joy and happiness and flow and being in the moment of all things, right? So we're able to take things above when we're, you know, not in our vessel anymore. So thank you.
Thank you. I love you. I'm so glad you're here and thank you for sharing. And both of these women are incredible. So if you get the opportunity to connect with them, work with them, uh, they're amazing. And I'm Alana, and my business is Prosperity Alignment. And I say business, but really that's more of my soul essence and who I am in the way of, you know, I come from the financial industry and, we focus a lot of money and finance and all of these pieces. But what I've really found is the heart of it all is this essence of prosperity, right? Being all that is. And we're so much bigger than we think. And we're more than money. We are money. And a lot of the times we're seeking everything out here. And so just like both of you talked about, it's going inward. It's really remembering who you are, and allowing that energy and that essence to ripple out. So I bring in tools like human design and gene keys, remote energy work, some Atlantean energy that I remember from previous lifetimes. And if that's something that you're excited to go into to learn more about yourself, then I get to be the guide to help you remember. So today, it's my 47th birthday. And I got to share with Sunshine that I literally went down a rabbit hole like a few days ago where I unearthed new information numerology wise. There's this whole dynamic called pinnacles, and we enter a fourth pinnacle, our fourth and final pinnacle. And for some of us, it can be a little later in life, like age 52, as early as I think like 45. And mine actually starts at 47, which is today. And so I've really felt a lot. Like last year was a big year for me of just massive change, and I was very like depleted energetically, and um but now everything's making sense, and I actually feel really excited. Like yesterday was a great day to be like, this is my last freaking day in this energy, and tomorrow it all shifts. And so um there's just things we all feel and we kind of sense, and that's our intuition of what's coming or where have we been. And birthdays are so powerful because they always play in to the moment you chose to come onto this planet. And in that moment, you set a date and you set a time, and then that's how we look at astrology and human design and gene keys. But every year, right, there's your solar return. There's these different cycles that we go through. And yet, most of the time, we've been very deeply conditioned to ignore it all and be like, yep, it's just another day. Who cares? And this birthday already, I can feel, falling upon this information and realize, wow, this is a very big year for the shifts to come for me personally. We all go through it. So, anyway, with that said, I'll just kind of open it up where each of you share what birthdays mean for you, especially your own personal, how your journey has been in your life. I mean, were you like me and you kind of hid away and acted like it was no big deal, or did you shout it out to the world? So, Jacqueline, tell me about you and your birthdays.
Well, birthdays are interesting because in my family, um, there were about 5 birthdays in January. So my brother was born on January 9th, my sister on January 11th, I was the 12th, my aunt was the 13th, and my grandfather was like the 25th. So it was a big birthday month. There was no, oh, Jackie's birthday. No, it was everybody's birthday. So I think right out of the gate, I was just blended in, right, to be part of the group. Even though I didn't always feel like the group, it was fun at those times. But there was no individuality. It was all of us together. Um, and that kind of continued kind of into my marriage when I think early on, it's January, right after the holidays. It's like, hello, where's my time? And, there may be forgetting or things, new ways that weren't always um, adapted to right away. And, excuses of, well, it's right after the holidays. It's easy to forget and this and that. So they kind of bring on wanting to be seen and yet the uncomfortability of being individualized because that's not what I was used to. Um, Now it's kind of fun. I embrace it myself, and I'm like, kind of fuck everybody else. So it's a lot more fun these days. Um, but yeah, it's not always, some people, and you were asking questions, what was your favorite gift as a child? Like, I don't have those memories. I have to really, might have one or two of and they were all happy times when the family got together, but looking back on them, it was because other people had all the attention and I was just hiding in the background.
Hmm.
So it's interesting to look back on it, you know. But
Yeah.
I have to say, the older I get, I make my birthday. I
Yay.
don't rely on somebody else to make my birthday. Yeah.
Oh, I love this conversation already, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so different for each of us. And
Yeah.
yet I'd never know this, that you were like in this pack.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just something to think about. It's something we don't really even ask people. We just make assumptions like, oh, it's your birthday and happy birthday, and then people move on. So thank you
Yeah.
for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you for this topic.
Yeah. Sunshine, tell me all about your experiences with your magical birthdays.
Well, I love what Alana you shared and Jacqueline with what you shared. And I do look at birthdays as like the divine day that we decided to come on to the earth, right? And so I do think it's like a great big celebration in doing that. And I love celebrating people's birthdays with them. Like we decided to come here and be on Mother Earth. And yeah, like what are we doing? Who are we going to get connected with? And what magic is going to happen. Um,
Mm.
so I've always been like a big person on others' birthdays, probably not so much of my own, but I still do honor and I celebrate each birthday. I don't look at it necessarily as age, but the wisdom that we gather on our journey here. And like everybody's been discussing and talking about and sharing is that a lot of times we can set ourselves up, no matter if it was years ago or like to where we are now, for disappointment, right? And depending on people outside of us to know every inch of us or whatever, what we're really desiring, what we'd really like to do. And just like you said, Jacqueline, with age, right? I now can, express and share. And what would you like to do on your birthday? Or, one thing on how I honor myself is I don't work on my birthday nowadays, right? I just take it into flow on, you know, um, what's going to happen or transpire that day and be in the moments. And I absolutely love that, right? Even if you've used your voice and spoke it, you've created it, made it happen, and you're like every day to me is like a gift, right? And just to show gratitude in all days, and tomorrow's a present if it does come, right? We never know when that life force is going to end. And every year is a celebration. Hey, we're still on Earth every day, let alone our birthday, right? That we're still here. We got more to do, more lessons and treasures and gifts and golden nuggets and what's it going to be like, right? And, you know, it's not about necessarily like receiving physical items or gifts, but just like you had mentioned, Jacqueline, right? Being in the mingle, you didn't have that individuality, right? That celebration for the day that you came. And I often think about, I do know a couple people that are born right on Christmas Day, right? And my brother's born, a couple days before that. So I do often bring into my heart and my soul and how that must be and feel, and hopefully to change it up, right? Because the day that you chose to come to the earth, like you had mentioned, Alana, right? It's not just how were the stars and planets aligned and what day and what number and what time, right? We chose that. And we're very empowering beings and we chose it for reasons. We all have free will. But it's pretty incredible, right? Remembering and celebrating that. So thank you, Alana.
Yes. I'm just thinking, because my birthday being in February, and sure, I live in the West Coast, so I didn't have the crazy snow, but it was still like winter time. And so I know growing up, I always felt kind of like jealous because my brother had a June birthday. And so his birthday parties, like he always had a birthday party and we had a pool and they could come swim in the pool. I never had birthday parties because it was like winter.
Mhm.
And the one year when I was a kid that like we were going to finally go to like a roller skate kind of fun place, it was massive torrential flooding rains that year. And so my birthday literally got rained out because the place
Oh.
flooded. And
Mhm.
so I got to have it the next year. So I think this was like fifth grade, but that's what I remember is like I never really had even birthday parties. And so that
Yeah,
continued for most of my
yeah,
life. And
yeah,
unless I plan it, and so just some of that kind of negativity I've almost fostered, and more I've recognized, it's just like you said, Jacqueline, if I want this, then I have to do it. And, so it's like another pattern for me to see where in my life do I kind of feel like I have to do it and or tell somebody, right? And you never want to like plan your
yeah.
own stuff, but my 30th birthday, my now ex-husband, he did actually plan me a surprise birthday. And so I think that's the only time I've had like a surprise party. And that was kind of cool. Like, like I really was happy and grateful and had a couple friends from out of town that came. And so that was special, and so it's like, where have you had some of those special moments, but also maybe some of the negative stuff that actually also helps us to realize where we have to just take back our own power and create basically what we want for our birthdays. So, Jacqueline.
Yeah, so there was one time I did want some kind of party or celebration, and my husband went above and beyond. He hired a bus, and it took a bunch of us to a restaurant and then to a bar after that. It was a lot of fun, but something you have to do when you're much older and can't afford all these things. It was fun. And I remember as we got married, my birthday's in January, cold, and then my husband's birthday is July. So we would always be on vacation for his birthday with his family. And I'm like, we got to change this up. Where's my celebration? Um, but yeah, the older you get, you can just do anything, right? And it can be anything. And sometimes I think we put too much pressure on just one day. Yes, it's our day, um, but that's where things like Facebook and all these things, and grateful for Facebook, right? For reminding everybody, hey, it's my birthday. Look at all the likes I got. How many people? It's like a competition. So it's kind of fun in a way, as long as we got to that place where we don't as long as we can look at it as being fun and not in victim mode that I don't get that, or um yeah. So I think the secret is to just getting older and doing what you want when you
Yeah, not giving any fucks, right? You're just like,
want. Which takes a lot of inner work
yes.
to get there.
Uh, what about you, Sunshine?
Well, I'm just recalling last year's birthday. My birthday's in September, the end of September. So I always do end up doing maybe something for the first time or something that I wouldn't normally do at that time of year. So always trying to bring in that fun or magical moments. And I remember last year, my good friends that are neighbors, which are like about 10 minutes away, they're like, well, what are you doing for your birthday? We got some things planned for you. We'll go and do it. So it was a whole day of beautiful surprises, right? The things that I absolutely love to do. So, they came and picked me up. We went kayaking down a lake and down a river, which was really nice. And Brutus was with me and he enjoys the kayaking. And then from there, heading back home, not sure what we're going to do. Hopped on a four-wheeler right in the woods, not knowing where it's going or what we're going to get into. And they had a beautiful in a clearing of the woods because of the damage that was done here. They had hung balloons and had a table and chair and food and a picnic out in the middle of the woods, right? So that was absolutely divine. And then just taking in the day, right, on just being and really, really good company and really, really good food. And so it's a really thin line, right? We can put out there and create what we would like, or we could just do, and creating is being in that present moment, but also being and just allowing the flow, but knowing what you love to do. And, a birthday for many of us, I remember recalling some years, if my partner was, yeah, out in the city working and different things, I love having me time, right? So making on my birthday and having that one-on-one me time is actually just as divine as, so it's all what you're desiring, right? And what you'd like to create and making that magic happen. And I'm not depending, like both of you had mentioned, anybody on the outside of us for that, but for in the inside, right? So beautiful birthday celebrations, but there has been somewhere, disappointment does come in, right? And we can't blame, I don't think, anybody outside of us, especially if we didn't voice, I'd like to do this for my birthday, right? Well, let's make this happen. Or, if maybe people might have forgotten, or it didn't turn out the way we were hoping that it turned out. Or, I think for a lot of souls out there, when it comes to their birthday, right, where they're like more quiet, is because like there hasn't been the celebrations, or there's been a lot of pain and disappointment, right? Or like you had mentioned, Jacqueline, not that individuality, right? On like, hey, it's the day I came here and I'm still here and I got more to do. So it does have many dimensions and layers to it, but we can create exactly, what we are desiring and what we're wishing for. And something that I'd like to mention really quickly, society has um, can take away our, can distort so many things and take away our empowerment, right? So, for an example, when we're singing happy birthday to somebody, right, we're taught sing happy birthday and then make a wish, but we're taught to don't tell anybody because it won't come true, right? Tell everybody, right? Like, even if you're somebody that's desiring to be alone or on your alone on your birthday, when you're wishing to see somebody, put that out there. Use your voice towards it, right? Use that vibration and frequency, and don't keep it inside. Like, don't shush it, because then it's more complex. It's more chaotic. It can be more painful to have that come through. When if we use our voice and we put it out there, right, then it's going to come back and go through us. So. Yes.
I love that. Thank
Mhm.
you for sharing. And it's reminding me of the example of my twins' birthday. And this is they're going to be 12 in a couple months. So I feel like maybe this could have been their eighth birthday. And they always had birthdays together. And this one particular year, we had one cake, and I think they usually would just always blow it out together. But this time, Hazelea blew out all the candles. And then you had Hunter like, and he's just crying because he's devastated because she took all the wishes. She blew out the candles. And so we had to like light it again. And then I think she still tried to blow it out, and he was just devastated. So then we learned like, okay, next year you're both getting your own cakes. But he still remembers, where I'm like, okay, you're still holding on to some trauma. Like, we need to clear that because that was years ago. But it's like these little these moments that like they can be
Yeah,
so tiny, but then they can be so
yeah,
big because, just like you saying, Jacqueline, you're like stuck in all this. It's like to stop and think about, okay, well, my twins have the same birthday, and Hazalea's
yeah,
1 minute older than Hunter, and she gets to be like, haha, I'm older. And but like, and so we've worked to kind of sometimes ask them, do you want to have your birthday party
mm,
together? Do you want to have separate? And they did do a separate, and this year I think it's going to be together again. But you know what I mean? It's just like these, like, how do you still make it special? How do you still
yeah,
make it magical? And again, me asking them, because
yeah,
of what I've learned in my life is no one really asked me. It was just assumed.
yeah,
And then this is what you get. And the thing that I did do this year is I had mentioned to my husband, I really wanted to see my brother and my sister-in-law, and they live here in town and we don't really hang out with them. And I don't usually make plans. It's always like we just do a dinner or something for my birthday. But I was like, I'd really love for them to come over and maybe we could all just play games. And so he arranged that last week. He found a day, he contacted them, found a day that worked for them. And so I had no idea. I was like upstairs here working, and then they came and the house was all clean. And I was like, oh, this is why you kids clean the house or did, because they were coming over. And so it was really nice, but
Mhm.
again, that was me sharing my desire and speaking it out loud rather than just like, quietly hiding away. Oh, I wish that this would happen. And magically thinking all the people in my house are going to be intuitive and finally read my head and ajna, but they never do. Right. So it's those moments in time where you're like, oh, okay, I could just say something. And I think sometimes we stop ourselves and maybe you relate because that's why I never said anything. When I did, it didn't happen, or it still was, ignored, or they did what they wanted. And so I just learned to hold it in. And now that's what's changing. It's like, no, express, ask, shout it out if I have to.
Yeah.
So, Jacqueline, what's like your favorite gift you ever received or would like to receive?
So this year, I am well, two things. We've been married like 33 years. And last year, he blew up one of my favorite pictures of me in Ireland. And it's this huge picture on the wall over there. It's like, whoa. And he also bought like a beautiful amethyst over
Mm,
here. It's gorgeous. Um, but also this year, because it's been on my bucket list, he's planning a trip to Greece for 2 weeks. So we're going to Greece in October for 2 weeks.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So these are coming up.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hey,
lots of excitement, lots of things to be excited for. Yeah.
yeah. So, Sunshine, what's your favorite gift you've received or would like to receive?
Hmm. Well, I'm going to put a little bit of spin on that, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So, when I think of a birthday that has always been in me that I haven't received so far, um, you know how I don't know, society or cultures or whatever, when we're no longer here on the physical anymore, right? People will come together at a funeral, say, or a celebration of life, right? Or whatever culturally suits them. And I am somebody that I'm kind of like, come on over, share stories, right? Have drinks. I don't want to be cremated. Don't want to be put in a box. I just want to be buried where my boobs are sticking out, kind of thing. But well, the
Love it.
the the thing about that is, you know, I, on birthdays, like anybody that's in my presence to celebrate or saying happy birthday is all like a gift, right? That experience about spending time with people. So I would love to have, I've organized people's birthdays, but I'd love to have a birthday where everybody just comes and celebrates and camp, like, trailers and like everybody that's
Mm.
open and can come, right? I'd love to have a weekend of, fun and stories and, standing around the fire pit outside and like celebrating everybody that's there, right? Like what they bring to each person. And that would be a really lovely gift to me, right? That's something that I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, one day, yes, it's going to transpire and happen. Hmm.
I love
Yes.
it.
So thank you for that question, Elena.
Yeah. And to everyone watching in the audience, like, please put in the chat, like, what is the gift that you did receive or that you would like to receive, just so you can voice it and share it and make it happen. And I think sometimes we're afraid of like maybe the judgment if I tell people. And I'm not very material. So it's like, my favorite gift is not to receive stuff usually. It's like I do like and enjoy cards and sentiments or, you know, the words that people have to share. I also love memories in the way of trips. So if anyone ever wants to take me to Greece or
Yeah, right.
or somewhere else for my birthday
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just I don't need to know where. Like, you could just come take me and whisk me away. Like, I'm okay with surprises. So I know, Sunshine, you kind of mentioned like surprises. I'm assuming you enjoyed them. Do you like
Oh, yes.
surprises? Or are you someone who's like, I need to know what's happening? Because I also know people don't like
I know
surprises.
people like that.
Yeah, you like surprises.
Yeah, I absolutely love surprises, right? And it's just that curiosity and wonder and surprise, and it's being present and being in the flow. So, yes, yeah, I
Okay.
love surprises.
So she likes
Yeah.
surprises, everyone. Her birthday's September 29th. Jacqueline, what about you? Do you enjoy surprises or do you sometimes still like to know what's happening before it happens?
No, I love surprises. Any kind of surprise I love. And so Sunshine, I'm recalling a time before our first retreat, which was in October, and there was an event that showed up in September. Is that why you were like, I gotta get there. It's in September. I gotta go. And I was like, you're coming down from Canada to go to a vending event in Connecticut. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Is
it
that
was in
why?
August.
Is
It
it
was in
August?
August, I do believe. Yeah.
August?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
close to September. Now that I
But
know
Yes,
still,
something new
close to.
about you, you want to do something different and new.
uh-huh.
And then too, I think both times that we've had retreats, they've
They were
been
right by
around
your
my birthday,
birthday. Yeah.
right by my birthday. So the first time that I came down to the Connecticut area, and it was a vending in August, I just really felt that through spirit. And I also have never drove as far down to the States, right? And we had the retreat coming.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful like confirmation, like traveling the road. Very excited to meet you and meet people. So it was just one of those being in the present moment, really feeling it on a lot of different levels and layers and being grateful that, hey, yes, I can do this. And then I can do it again. Right. So, yes, very, very excited about it. And it was wonderful. But both times we did retreats, it was actually, yeah, around that time. Definitely
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Yes.
I'm our first retreat that we're talking about was that was 2023, right?
Mm.
Was it 22? Maybe 23.
Because I think we did 23 and 24.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because when I was looking, of course, like once I start calculating the pinnacle that I'm now in, I had to calculate your guys' pinnacles and see, well, when did it start? And Sunshine, yours started in 2023. And I was like, ooh,
Yes.
that's like, I think when we had the energy medicine solution retreat. And then, yeah, just kind of fun. So
Yeah.
the things that come up, for where we are now, birthday wise, um, are there any regrets? And just in the sense of like, like I sometimes regret just maybe how I viewed my birthday and or how I could let myself almost feel victim or disappointed. And then how long did I let that carry in my lifetime before realizing I could put a stop to it? And so, are there any regrets? And you don't have to have any, but is there anything that pops up for you, Jacqueline?
Sure. I think in regards to my family, there's probably regrets in how I handled things or didn't handle things. Um, Even though I wasn't meant to fit in with them. It just wasn't. And but could I have tolerated things more or accepted things more? Probably, probably. But I didn't have that kind of support and nurturing as parents for,
Mm,
they didn't parent me that way. So I had to figure it all out. And everything that I experienced got me here. So I can't be disappointed about anything.
mhm.
Just
Mm,
not. I mean,
yeah,
life is really good the older I get. So nope, no regrets. No regrets. Everything's always working out for me. Yeah.
I love it. What about you, Sunshine? Anything that you regret?
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, Jacqueline. And I do agree with Jacqueline. I don't think of it as regrets necessarily, but learning opportunities and experiencing. But you guys both gifted me a beautiful gift just now. So I have to say that um, I don't feel that I was feeling to the degree that I should have been feeling on every birthday celebration. There's been spirit that has, showed gratitude or been involved in my birthday times because, Jacqueline, you had just mentioned, right? Like I was down in August that first year, again in September, it was over my birthday. Then I got to spend the following year with you guys on my birthday, right? And just being in that flow. So, I didn't um, put it together just as I did now. I knew that I had been supported by spirit in there, but I hadn't honored it. Like I know that I need to go up and honor it now. So thank you for giving me that gift.
Mm. And again, I just bring this question up for everyone watching too, that there are moments that we're like, "Ooh, I was this way," or "I let this derail me." And it's just like what you said, Jacqueline, that this is where but look where you are now. Like you can't regret what was, but sometimes to even just acknowledge where maybe it was lesser than or something that we deemed as bad or wrong or we are disappointed or upset or whatever, it still always is going to auto correct us into a direction that we get to then choose and have more power. And so for everyone watching, your birthday has either come this year or it's coming this year. Like, how are you going to celebrate? And so I'm going to be not really working. We've got this today, but I'm going to be going to receive complimentary chiropractor session and then going to the spa. So my daughter actually, just the way it fell, she doesn't have school today. And so my husband and I and our oldest Taylor will be going to the spa and just hanging out most of the day and maybe do dinner. And I think back though, like I chose to be a CPA. And guess what time this is? It's tax season. So I do not miss not having tax seasons, but most of my working career in life, like it didn't matter about my birthday because I had to work. And then I think back, there was even this one year where, like my birthday actually fell, I think more on a Sunday because you could still work Saturdays during tax season, but you didn't usually work Sunday. And I think it fell on a Sunday. And that year, I was the board chair for our huge, it's called the Discovery Science Museum kind of center. And we were hiring our executive director. And that was the day that we had to do interviews. And so I spent my whole birthday then interviewing. And, it was like, it wasn't about me. And so it's just now to really think and be more present with choosing how I want to spend my time is pretty cool. So, real quick, last question, Jacqueline. I know you already celebrated, we already know what you're doing, but do you work on your birthday or have you learned to kind of take some time for yourself?
Every year it's different. It depends on where it's falling. It depends on if I'm away the weekend before, and that's just how it falls. So I'm always open to working or not working. It just depends on how I feel that year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
no pressure.
And I love Sunshine. You already told us that you now take it off, but did you always?
No, no, I did not. Yes. No, being in working for somebody else, right? Like I worked with abused women and children for years and years. So, right, if I was scheduled to work, I worked. Sometimes, people are working two or three jobs and it just doesn't transpire that way. And spiritual work that I do nowadays, I don't, we just spoke about, yes, I was with you guys for a couple of years for my birthday, but that's what makes me whole. It's what fills me up. It's a lot different than, doing something that doesn't align so much or, resonate or notice that you're there or whatever it may be. But yes, my intention is to take off my special day each year as of now. But I love, Jacqueline, you're in the flow of all things, right? So as far as, okay, yeah, maybe not. We'll see what happens.
Mm, yeah. And looking back even last year, I did work. I have certain clients that hit on Monday, and I just went with it because I mean, it's it was just another day at that point, you know. But new me, right? New year, new era, really. And the bigger shift that's really hitting for me is I'm going to be kind of in this one cycle. And the one is all about beginnings, but innovation and creation and individuality. And so it's really interesting because last year, what I did do on my birthday is I recorded a video. And what I've come to realize is a lot of times the things that I do create, they're always for me first. And so I recorded this video and then like posted on YouTube as like happy birthday to whoever watched it. But really it was also my own happy birthday. And so for today, I just kept thinking like, I'm going to post on my page, like my own Facebook post to like, happy birthday, Alana, and you're amazing. And, because again, why don't we do that? Like we profess all this love to everybody else. And yet, when have you stopped and really looked at yourself and loved yourself and thanked yourself, honored yourself, gave yourself birthday wishes, and told yourself how incredible you are? And as much as I know I was conditioned that that's selfish, I'm going to tell you that's bullshit. You got to take care of yourself so that you can then take care of everyone else. And that's something that I can really feel has already been landing and I know is going to move bigger, that there's things for me to shift in the perspective of service to self and service to others, and that I think there's some distortion in that. And that's the very reason why I've almost struggled more, because I was trying to constantly overgive and overpour into everyone. And today I get to say thank you to myself, and I love myself and I love each of you. And it's an honor to really share time, share space and energy and heart field with each of you when we do these. But thank you so much for being with me today. Yeah. So
Happy
lots.
birthday, and thank you for being open to receiving, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I'm practicing with all of you, right? We're all doing this together. And
We
so
are.
for each of you watching, we absolutely love you, honor you, and thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. And please share in the comments what birthdays mean to you and if this is really helping you to recognize yourself more, and that it's time to shout from the mountains or even across the street to all your neighbors, like, it's my birthday. And I'll just leave you with the one song that always plays in my head. It's from the movie Thor Ragnarok. And they're on this ship and they hit these like buttons and these like explosions. It's like a party ship. It's reminding me of your party bus. But it's like the song plays and it's my birthday. And it's just like this fun energy. And so that's what I'm going to be playing in my head. And I hope you do too. So thank you everyone for joining us. Mwah. Bye for now.
thank you.